think of when you think of Braun? Better shavers, right? Hygiene products that belong in the bathroom, that kind of thing. Now, the last thing on your mind is going to be wireless speakers, that's for sure, like it was for us. But when Braun reached out to us asking to test one of their new wireless speakers, the Braun LE03, well, we said yes, of course, but we were also shocked that Braun even had speakers. Now that's because Braun hasn't made a speaker product for a very long time now, like decades, which makes the LE range feel like some kind of comeback for Braun to the audio world. And for the most part, they have succeeded. We're looking at the smaller of the three speakers in the range today, where the LE01 is the largest and widest, and the LE02 is somewhere in between this one and the LE01, or the LE03, sorry, that we have here. The Braun LE03 is cube-shaped, which I must say does look very stylish, and while it was sitting on my white unit in my lounge, it blended in very nicely. Now, it stands at 170 by 170 millimeters with a depth of 84 millimeters, which is relatively small. The sides are covered in a single piece of what feels like wood, but it's probably some kind of faux plastic, and the edges are rounded, while the back reveals that the actual speaker enclosure is aluminium. The speaker inside consists of a single woofer with an NDFE motor, a radiator drive unit, and a passive radiator for a bit of oomph. The speaker itself is capable of 70 Hz to 21,000 Hz frequency response and can support all forms of HD audio streaming thanks to its signal processor that can hit 96 kHz 24-bit audio. On top you can find all of the buttons that you probably need, including play and pause, volume control, a Bluetooth button to activate Bluetooth, a dedicated microphone button, and funnily enough, a microphone mute button which cuts all sound to the built-in microphones in the speaker for a bit of privacy. Now, it does use the Google Assistant, and if you don't want it listening to you, you can mute it. It is a feature that more speakers should have for sure.
The mic is muted. The mic's back on.
There are, however, no skip track buttons, which is a bit of a shame. There's plenty of room on top to stick a couple more buttons up there. Setup is done through a mixture of the Braun Audio app and the Google Home app. I had to answer some questions about speaker placement inside of the Braun app itself, like is it on a cabinet or is it on the floor or is it sitting on its rubber feet on a cabinet under 30 centimeters away from a wall. It was all very involved, and to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure how much difference it would actually make. Moving on to Google Home was a bit more fiddly though. As well, the speaker could be found by my phone and network pretty much straight away, might I add. The two just wouldn't soundly pair together. There is an easy workaround though. I had to reset the speaker using a pin, you know, like a safety pin or a paper clip, and lo and behold, it connected straight away with no trouble whatsoever. Now this was probably down to the fact that I had received a review unit, so someone must have set it up before it got to me. It was called Spare Bedroom once I found it after all. Take note though that if you do move networks or move house or something similar, you'll need to follow the same kind of process. Once setup is done through the Google Home app, the Braun LE03 works like any other typical wireless speaker. You can cast to it, make music from Spotify, play directly through it, and once it's on your wireless network, other people can do the same too without the need for extra setup on their phones. But the great thing about it though is how seamless everything went to actually set it up once I reset the speaker itself. It was easy, and everything I needed to do to set up the speaker was prompted on screen. Now, being part of the Google Home app also means that the Google Assistant is available to you, and the microphones, if you do have them active, do pick you up very well. Inside the Braun app though, things are pretty bare and basic. The home screen allows you to switch between the different speakers available from the Braun family. If you have more than one speaker of theirs, that is, like the LE01 and the LE02. And once you click into each individual speaker, you get treble and bass control. These, however, didn't make a huge difference to the overall audio experience. Well, the bass slider didn't anyway, and I kept this just below my treble level. Treble, I swiped all the way up to the top to bring out that high-end detail, and you can find it on a scale between -5 and +5. And for the most part, the Braun LE03 can hold its own, especially when it comes to clarity in the high tones and middle frequencies. It loses out a bit with the amount of bass it can produce, but it's nowhere near lost at all. Listening to your favourite hip-hop tracks will certainly be a pleasant experience as that kick drum bursts through and it's incredibly controlled. Add in a decent amount of separation between instruments and vocals and you've got a pretty decent little speaker. Now do bear in mind the size of the unit. This is definitely a speaker you'd stick in the kitchen to listen to some background music while you're cooking, or even in the bedroom to stick some ambient sounds on while dropping off to sleep. At higher volumes, the LE03 becomes a little hard to listen to, and that's not because of distortion. It controls that very well, but purely because of how focused it is on its mids. It's almost ear-piercing as that bass thump gets mudded with the rest of the frequency range. At top volumes though, you're going to experience a bit of distortion. The speaker just unfortunately can't handle it. If you're looking for something to use as a mid-volume portable speaker, you can't really go wrong here. And it looks smart as hell. Very modern for a kitchen speaker. Now I can't talk about the larger speakers in the Braun range however, but just looking at the sheer size of the LE01, chances are it will be able to handle these higher volumes better. And just to give you an idea, it's something that we don't usually like doing because you can't get a true representation of what these speakers sounds like, but just check this out, have a listen for yourself, put your headphones in, and let us know in the comments what you think of the audio.
I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says.
The Braun LE03 wireless speaker is an all-around decent bit of kit that not only looks super modern, but actually sounds great too for your mid-volume background music type experiences. I wouldn't recommend it for a full-blown house party, though due to that lack of clarity at higher volumes, but Braun offer bigger speakers in their range to handle such affairs. So if you're wanting big loud sound, go for a bigger speaker. The Braun LE03 retails online for around £349 at the time of making this video, which okay is a little on the pricey side, seeing as Sonos are kicking out their wireless equivalent for a little more, but still I really do prefer the boxy retro look of the LE03. Thank you very much for checking out our video review of the Braun LE03 wireless speaker. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, please subscribe to keep up with our latest tech and gaming videos. And also let us know in the comments down below if you would go for one of the Braun's new LE range speakers, whether you've got this range already in your home, tell us what you think, or if you'd go for something else like a Sonos system, let us know in the comments down below. As I say, thanks very much for watching and we'll see you in the next video.